I still remember the night London stopped feeling like a city and started feeling like a trap. The fog was so thick in Whitechapel, it looked like the streets were hiding something alive. I was just trying to get home before midnight. Coat soaked, boots dragging through muddy streets. But that night, every sound behind me felt like a warning I was already too late to understand. By then, everyone in the East End was whispering the same cursed name, Jack the Ripper, the man who could kill, disappear, and leave nothing behind but terror. Women were vanishing into the night, and by morning the whole neighborhood moved like it had seen a ghost. No one spoke too loudly anymore, because fear had started living in every doorway. Ultra-realistic cinematic first-person perspective in Victorian London. Shadowy figure barely visible at the far end of a foggy alley. Gas lamps glowing weakly, wet bricks, paranoia and fear in the scene, dark suspense tone, vertical 916. The first time I felt it, I wasn't near a body. I wasn't near the police. I was near silence, the kind that falls when even the city seems too scared to breathe. Then I heard footsteps behind me, slow and measured, never rushing, never slipping. I turned around so fast my heart nearly burst, but all I saw was fog and an open alley mouth. The next morning, the market was buzzing before sunrise, not with business, but with horror. Another woman had been found, and the way people looked at each other told me this killer was getting bolder. I pushed through the crowd, pretending I didn't want to see it, even though I couldn't stop myself. That's the thing about fear. Sometimes it makes you run, and sometimes it drags you closer. The officers looked exhausted, angry, and humiliated all at once. London's police were chasing a shadow, and the shadow kept winning. The officers looked exhausted, angry, and humiliated all at once. London's police were chasing a shadow, and the shadow kept winning. Then came the letters, or at least that's what people said in every pub and alley. Some believed the killer was mocking the police, laughing while the whole city shook in fear. One night, I saw a woman argue with a man whose face I never clearly caught. He stood too still, too calm, like he knew the dark belonged to him. I should have walked faster. I should have shouted. I should have done something. Instead, I froze for one fatal second, and that second has stayed with me ever since. I should have walked faster. I should have shouted. I should have done something. Instead, I froze for one fatal second, and that second has stayed with me ever since. When I finally forced myself forward, they were gone. Just gone. Like the fog had swallowed them both and refused to give either one back. That was the moment I stopped thinking of Jack the Ripper as a story. He wasn't a rumor anymore. He was a presence, moving somewhere nearby while the rest of us prayed not to cross his path. The killing shook all of London, but in Whitechapel, it felt personal. It felt like evil had chosen our streets on purpose, because it knew no one could stop it there. And then, just like that, the murder seemed to stop. No final arrest, no courtroom, no confession, just silence, colder than anything that came before. That's what makes this story different from every other killer tale. Jack the Ripper didn't just murder people, he murdered certainty. And even now, the question still survives. Who was he?